Good morning, everybody. My name is Lee Brower, and welcome to this week's edition of your Meaningful Monday message. I'm grateful to be here, and I'm glad to be here. Over 30 years ago, I read a book called Megatrends. Maybe some of you read it. I remember one thing from it specifically that I've thought about a lot, and even more so now. And that was where he suggested that in the 21st century, this was written in like 1991, okay, that belonging would become more sought after than even money. And when I look around today, it's hard to argue with that. I mean, to belong to something is everything: social media, mastermind groups, movements, tribes of every kind, social media, all the stuff on social media is crazy. But here's what's interesting: while belonging has increased, the quality of belonging has declined. Faith participation is down, statistics tell us. Families are under attack. They feel more fragile than they ever have. Loneliness, anxiety, and despair are up, especially amongst young adults. And what we're seeing really isn't necessarily culture wars or maybe even a moral decline. It's what I would call displacement. You see, when displacement means you're putting your emphasis in the wrong place. When belief in something greater When belief in something greater than yourself weakens, the central shifts inward. We come inward instead of outward. When families weaken, identity loses its anchor. And when meaning weakens, belonging starts to look for substitutes. People don't stop needing meaningfulness. You know what they do? They start renting it from louder, faster, cheaper sources. I've come to believe that there's two kinds of belonging: shallow belonging, which is easy to join, easy to leave, and asks very little of us. Deep belonging takes more because it gives more. It requires contribution, responsibility, and being known. Most modern systems offer so-called connection, but they lack the contribution, the effort. Here's the quiet insight for me. Leaders have to start with themselves. They have to shape themselves up first. Not governments, not institutions, leadership of self, then family, then business, then community. And those other things will take care of themselves. So we don't need to fix the whole world. We get to rebuild small places, starting with us, but small places where people matter. And that starts closer than we think. I'd like to call those, should we call those micro tribes? A micro tribe is simple. Think about it, very simple. It's not a huge group, millions of people. It's a small group of people. They have a name. They're known by their name. They're needed for something that's real. They meet regularly and they serve together. And when you look at it that way, the first micro tribe is the family. If belonging doesn't work there, it gets outsourced somewhere else. Now micro tribes can be small leadership teams, they can be small circles. They're out there, but because belonging deepens fastest when people are needed, this is why it matters beyond us. Children raised in deep belonging learn contribution. Teams shaped by it build trust. Communities formed this way create ripples that last. The greatest gift we can give future generations is not comfort. It's meaningful belonging with purpose. That's deep, not shallow. That becomes a simple filter for me this year. Think about it. Before I close, let me make this very practical, especially for families. One of the simplest ways to create deep belongings is through identifying deep belongings, identifying what does it mean to be a blank, but the name of your family. So this week, I'm going to encourage you to ask each family member to share a moment they felt particularly proud to be a blank, to be a member of your family, and put the family's name there. Do it, and next week we'll build on that. And if you got a nudge to share this Meaningful Monday message with someone, do it. Let's live life deliberately, and we'll talk again next week. Bye-bye.